buttered pie crust infused with hemp. Now this is my personal favorite recipe that works great with all sorts of things. You can use it with a pot pie or even a quiche. The greatest thing about this is that you do not even need a food processor. You can use just a simple grater. All right, now let's go check out the next step. All right, now we're gonna get to combining the ingredients. The first step is to get your flour. We're gonna be using 1 cup and 1/4. Next, we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of hemp. Get that all in there. Now we're on to a teaspoon of sugar. I like to use the baker's sugar. It's a little finer, it's easier to mix around. And now we're gonna go to a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We're gonna use a whisk to combine these ingredients real quick. Once we know that they're all mixed, we're gonna then start adding the butter. Now, we don't have a food processor, so we're gonna cheat a little bit and we're gonna use a grater. What we've done is we've frozen the butter and we've frozen the bowl so that we have the coldest surface possible. This will allow the butter to combine with the things without melting or getting too soft. That's really the secret to keeping a good pie crust, or even a biscuit. But we'll have that in another video. We're gonna wanna sprinkle some more flour onto where the frozen butter falls so that we can get layers. This is for very flaky pie crust or biscuits. Luckily the butter is nice and cold, so it's not really melting too much yet. That's why we stay on top of it. Make sure you don't get your knuckles or your hands in there. You know, it's a lot of practice. We're gonna start folding in all the butter and blending it together. The bowl is frozen still. The butter is still frozen, just like all the ingredients. Next, we're gonna tablespoon in a little bit of water. The water is ice cold. We wanna make sure everything stays nice and cold, otherwise it won't blend properly. About 2-3 teaspoons to start while we start blending it together. When you use your hand to start forming it together, you can see it start to crumble. We're going to add a little bit more water. You know, and go by feel. You want to make sure that it starts to take shape. You want to see it start to set up. And that way you can press it into a pie crust itself. Look at all that hemp in there. That cannabis. It's going to be a great flaky pie crust. Now that all the dough has found its firmness and it's starting to create one large piece, we're going to press it together in a ball and stick it in the refrigerator for 20 minutes. And then we're going to roll it out and place it into our pan. Look at all that wonderful hemp. So we've split the pie crust into 2 equal portions. Now what we're gonna do is wrap it up and stick it into the refrigerator for about 15 to 20 minutes to get it nice and cool. We want that butter to get nice and firm again so that we can then roll it out into the pie crust and place it into the bottom or use it on the top of it.